From the time immemorial, cats have been associated with supernatural. From the tales of old Egyptian worshipping cats to the present day, where the black cats are considered unlucky, cats have been subjected to all kind of myths and superstitions. But nothing is as intriguing as the Celtic myth of Cat-sìth. The Cat-sìth is a fairy creature from Scottish and Irish mythology who are said to haunt the Scottish Highlands. It is said that they resemble a large black cat with a white spot on its chest, and they are often associated with the fairy realm, the dead, and the supernatural. So another black cat with relation to dead and supernatural? What's the big deal? One of the most intriguing thing about Cat-sìth is their special ability to steal souls of the deceased. It is said that they would wander in burial areas so they could grab souls before they passed from the living to the land of the dead, which Cat-sìth would do by crossing across the body of the deceased. And thus, to protect the souls of the loved ones, the Scottish would hold a watch called Late Wake near the body before burial. This watch would entail music, riddles, and games of wrestling until the burial is done in order to distract the Cat-sìth. Honestly, that sounds like a very lively event for not so lively person. One story that I came across when I was trying to find more about Cat-sìth is the story of the bard and the demon of Cain. Long ago in the misty highlands of Scotland, one stormy night, a wandering bard sought shelter in an ancient cairn, a burial mound said to be home to the spirits. The locals had warned him that strange things happened there, but tired and wet, he decided to stay anyway. As he settled in, he heard a low growl. From the shadows emerged a massive black cat with eyes glowing like embers. Bard, though startled, was no fool. He had heard whispers of the Cat-sìth said to steal the souls of the dead, but he wasn't dead, was he? The cat circled him, trying to take a good look at the bard, maybe trying to figure out what to do with him. Then it spoke. "You have disturbed my home, bard. Play me a tune, or I shall take something from you in return." Trembling, the bard lifted his harp and played a melody of warriors and lost loves.
Dance upon the stars tonight, smile and pain will fade away.
The Cat-sìth listened, amused by the tune, and when the final note faded, it blinked and vanished into Cain's darkness. At dawn, Bard fled the place, never speaking of it. Interesting story, isn't it? However, the legend of Cat-sìth doesn't end there. They are said to be closely related to the Celtic festival of Samhain. This festival used to be celebrated on 1st of November, marking the end of the harvest season and beginning of winter, and it would later inspire Halloween. Samhain was believed to be a time when spirits and fairies could cross into human world, and during this time, Cat-sìth was said to wander from house to house, and if you left out some milk, you would receive a blessing. If you didn't, Cat-sìth would curse your household. This mirrors later Halloween tradition of leaving offering for spirit, and it could also have influenced later trick-or-treat customs. So far, we have talked about Cat-sìth as a fantastical being exploring their fairy sides, but there are some stories which tell us a different tales. For example, let's look at the story of King of Cats. One winter evening, Sexton comes back to his home bewildered, asking his wife if she knew who Tommy Tildrum is, explaining to her how he was visited by 9 cats with a white spot on their chest and carrying a small coffin with a crown on it. His old cat, intriguingly named Tom, also starts to listen to his ramble, occasionally meowing to break the silence. Sexton tells them that those cats have told him to inform Tom Tildrum that Tim Tildrum is dead. Hearing this, the old Tom shrieked out, "What? Old Tim is dead? Then I am the king of the cats!" and rushed up the chimney and was never seen again. This story comes from the book More English Tales, collected and edited by Joseph Jacobs, editor of Folklore. And in yet another story, Cat-sìth are witches who get trapped in their cat form. There used to be a witch called Anne, who was married to Ewan. Once they had to fight off Norse invaders, and during this battle, Ewan was almost killed. But when Anne noticed that her partner was in mortal danger, she transformed into a cat to frighten the attackers away. However, this was her 9th transformation, and she was condemned to that form forevermore. However, the old ones, touched by her sacrifice, allowed her to return to her human form 2 nights a year. This story might be from where we get 9 lives of cats. And then there is this story where Cat-sìth is being a trickster. A group of farmers were preparing a great feast of Samhain, and they decide to roast a whole deer over the fire. But as the meat cooked, a massive black cat appeared at the edge of the clearing. One of the men, knowing the legends, quickly offered some milk to appease the beast. The Cat-sìth drank all of it and slunk away. Thinking the danger was gone, the farmers turned back to their feast, only to find the roasted deer completely missing. In the distance, they heard a deep, eerie purring and saw 2 glowing eyes watching from the shadow. The Cat-sìth had tricked them, taking the offering and the feast. From that night on, the villagers always left out milk on Samhain, not just to avoid a curse, but also to keep their food safe from the mischievous fairy cat. So there you have it, a lot of different stories and perspectives about the mysterious Cat-sìth. Now, whether they are a soul-stealing specter, fairy, a king of cats, or a witch trapped in the cat's body, its legend has definitely left a spooky paw all over the Celtic folklore. So next time you see a black cat across your path, maybe leave out some milk, just in case. If you have any other stories, or if I got some stories wrong, tell me in the comments. If you like the video, please share or subscribe. I am Alvin, the lore keeper VTuber in training, trying to take up the mantle of God of Lore. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.